hello and welcome to my channel. It is Mermay, and so today I want to work on a watercolor from Mermay. Come join me. Alright, so let's get started. Today I already did a little sketch. I don't know if you can see it very well. I used a cool erase pencil in terracotta and I drew this kind of cover page. The concept is that this is a mermaid doll and I want to do my mermaid theme around a girl and her doll, but I mean a mermaid and her doll, mermaid. And so I created the mermaid doll today, and here you can see me swatching out some colors. I haven't used my watercolors in a long time, so kind of just trying to get used to them, trying to figure out what colors I have. These are all super saturated colors, which I usually like, but they all felt a little bright for me for this concept. So it took me a little while to kind of get the idea of watering them down a whole lot more and blending them with each other to get the colors I was looking for. You can see in the bottom corner over there on my scrap page, I tried to do a little color samples of what kind of color scheme I was going to go with. So I ended up with a aqua teal type tail, and then you'll see the rest as we go on. So I wanted to mention that I haven't done any watercolors in a while, so I'm a little rusty. So this is very imperfect, but it's kind of the way I like my art. This is a little bit more imperfect than I usually prefer. I prefer the imperfect on purpose, but this kind of ended up imperfect on accident. But I was trying not to stress too much about it and just trying to enjoy the process. I did speed this up a lot because I wanted to make a quicker video, and it took me quite a while just because I felt really rusty with watercolors. I apologize for the focus going in and out. Still working on my lighting setup and all of that. So here I jumped ahead because I didn't think you really needed to see me paint the Mermay words in the 2023, even though those are very imperfect as well. I think I go back over those eventually. Here I'm starting on the hair, and I was trying to make the hair a little bit different than the tail. I wanted it to be similar, but it starts looking very much too similar. So then I tried to throw some green in there to blend in. I think it ended up with a cool aqua-y look. So it's something I'm gonna work on over the next couple of days to figure out what exactly her hair color is. But I think I like this concept of her hair and her tail kind of being similar, so that there's not too many colors going on, along with any other characters I decide to put with her. So that was my thought process. So when working with the watercolors, you can see me trying to find, one section of the painting to do that doesn't touch what I just did, trying to be really conscious of what is close to what, so that I don't get any accidental bleeding and stuff. You'll see me touch to make sure everything's dry before I add anything else. Because this is a doll, though I decided I wanted the cheeks to be just blunt shapes. Normally I think I would blend out some blush a little bit better, but I liked the concept of just having like almost like 2 patches of fabric as cheeks. Trying to clean up the tail a little bit. Again, a little messier than I intended, but trying not to stress too much about it. Attention to see what's dry, figure out what my next move should be. So then I decided I didn't like the Mermay. It was too light of a color, so I decided to go back with this darker color. But then I think I jump ahead here, so you don't have to watch me paint it too much. Oh, and I did kind of do every other, just so that things wouldn't blend together too much. And then I go back and do them. It just kind of helps crisp up the lines a little bit. Oh, so I switched to painting her shirt, I guess because I wanted the other letters to dry. That kind of makes sense. See, sometimes I don't even know what's going on in my own head. So there were some finer details in the, like I have little ruffles on the, as the cap sleeves on there, which was a little harder to do than I didn't really think that out very well because it's hard to do so small. And then I started working on the coral behind her. I absolutely love how this turned out. I eventually switched to a smaller brush to do this. Yeah, see, I just figured out, oh, my brush is probably too big. So I used a smaller one. But the coral I kept really messy because, you know, and actual coral is very jagged and lumpy. So I was okay with having that texture going on. But I really like how this ended up framing her really well. I'm not crazy about my lettering or anything like that. Where the 2023 is just so big and bold and unnecessary, but it is what it is. Here I'm trying to layer some colors, make them a little more vibrant. Alright, check to see if it was dry, and I wanted to go over it with some colored pencils. So this brand, I'm not sure how to say. I'm not a huge fan of them because when you sharpen them, they just kind of fall apart. But I also have some Prismacolors in there, so it's just a little bit of everything in my pencil box there. And decided to do outlines with the pencils instead of with my Micron pencil, or Micron pen, excuse me. Just felt like it would be a softer look, not as harsh. I did use a black pencil though to do the eyes, especially since she's a doll. The eyes and the mouth, one of those to be very prominent. Used a brown to go around her arms and her head. So you can see there's a white spot on her arm. I was intending to do a gold there. Oh, there's my pencil sharpener. It's a fish. How ironic. Yeah, and see, so I had to sharpen that pencil, and even the lead is like wobbling inside of there, so it wasn't great to work with. But the white spot on her arm is meant to be like a gold armband. I thought I had some gold watercolor, but I don't at the moment. I did order some, so when it comes in, I'm gonna go back and do that. And then if you guys keep following me, I plan on doing a little sketchbook flip through of all my Mermay pages. So hopefully you'll see the updated version with the gold cuff. And I wanted a little bit of gold in her head wrap too. It's got some leaves, mostly just some green leaves wrapped around her little crown, but I wanted to put some gold in there as well. A little bit of texture with the pencils. I love how that looks on top of watercolor. And this, I really not happy with these numbers, so I was just kind of scribbling, tracing them. I wasn't even giving them much effort. Here I realized I forgot to do the other part of the mermaid, so I got my paint out again and worked on that. It's funny how something right in front of you and you don't even notice it. Alright, so here at the end, writing for day 1 of Mermay, signing my initials. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, I hope to do a lot more this month. I hope you guys are having a great Mermay. Remember to like and subscribe my channel and stay tuned for a whole lot more.